long is this podcast been? Oh, okay, my bad. I caught myself staring at myself on the screen. How long you been doing the podcast?
4 years. 4 years. So we did evening radio, morning radio, afternoon drive radio, and then we're 35 and digital stuff finally caught up. And we're like, why don't we have our own studio instead of sharing money with the radio station?
Oh, for sure, man.
Seriously.
Especially because radio is like not, doing as well as podcasts.
Well, it's strange too
because
new
podcast and new radio.
Right. Well, and then if you're one of the huge radio stations, sure, that's fine.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
We weren't trying to do that though. It was like you're not going to do that on your own. So that's what we're doing. That's kind of what you do though.
Who? What do you mean?
You.
What do I do?
Self-creating, man.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
out
for
there.
sure.
And who is this you?
This is Preacher Lawson.
Oh,
by the way.
hey.
You know what? It doesn't matter because he
How
already
you doing?
sold out his show at River City.
Oh,
really?
no, come on.
Yeah,
Come
so
on.
Preacher was kind enough to stop by. Gardner, can we get a close-up on this young man? Do we have that capability here? Whoa, look at man. I bet you can't flex on it. I bet you don't have the muscles to do it. You don't have the muscles to do it.
Hey, man, hold on,
man.
man.
When are you going to
Hold
take
on,
those
man.
off,
Wait a
man?
minute, man.
No! Preacher, no! What are you doing?
What the
hell?
Get this out.
Come on!
man.
What the?
Come on!
Hell no!
Knock it off, Preacher! Come on! Man, Travis's mom's probably doing weird things watching the camera now. This is,
I hope
son of a bitch. And you're a vegan? You're a vegan?
I hope somebody.
Travis, now you do it.
See the way these buttons work? These buttons don't come off this shirt.
Oh,
It
my
takes,
dear
That's
God.
weird.
Preacher Lawson, you can
Anytime
catch
I get
him
a
at
chance to
River.
Talk
my
about
shirt
deep
off.
fakes. That's
Yeah.
crazy how he took his body and my body and put it on his.
Yeah, I was going to
These internet
You didn't know
videos
we
are
had that
crazy,
capability.
Hey, bro, the
That's
fact that y'all got
weird.
this technology, man, it's great, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to show off our studio capabilities.
That was rude as hell. That was the rudest thing a guest has
What are
ever
you talking
done.
about? You know what's rude, man? Pointing at my phone is
I
crap.
did.
That's messed up,
Because
man.
Preacher walked in, came into the studio with his
Show
brand
it.
new
What's this?
iPhone 2 billion,
Yeah,
and then
yeah. You gotta be on network TV to get one of these.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, man.
What'd you
There
do?
you go. I just dropped it like I always do, but it's not like crack. I don't even know how you
know,
noticed.
but here's the thing is, you know how you got money?
What?
Not only did you got the new iPhone, you walked out that store without a case.
Hey.
That's how I know you doing well
Hey,
in comedy.
we're in St. Louis, my
That's how I
friend.
know Preacher doing well.
Lil Wayne took off a couple weeks ago because he got a couple bad phone calls, and you're over here putting his money out there like that.
Man, I'm telling
Why
you.
would you do that?
Oh, did he got a coat back for real? Is that what happened?
Well, so Lil Wayne came to St. Louis, and I don't know if you knew this, but he has some would say gang ties, and so there
Okay.
are people who
Do
often
you
are
want
looking
to?
for
I'll
him.
tell you the real version of what happened after his.
Okay,
Well,
because I'm not into gangs.
Well,
no gangs for me.
No gang.
No gangs.
So Lil Wayne was just basically like,
I don't even like being around a gang of people. All right, go ahead. All right, here we go.
Anyway, long story
I'm
short,
claustrophobic.
Lil Wayne was just like, he didn't care for the continental breakfast, so he decided he wasn't going to do a
Oh,
concert here
okay,
in St.
gotcha.
Louis.
Right. Is that what it was?
That's what it was.
Lil Wayne dipped out on about 20,000 fans about 4 hours before his show a couple weeks ago. He's touring with Blink-182, Travis's favorite band,
no
and I guess it hasn't been going that well. So then he said the hotel said they didn't kick him out, and then he tried to say the police were coming, and then he just left. He was just like, "Peace, see ya, bye." And
Have
that
you
was
ever
that.
done that? Have you ever been?
You
like
wouldn't
to
do
a-
that to
what do you
River
mean?
City
What do
Casino
you- what do
tonight,
you-
would you?
No, I wouldn't know because I want the
right.
money. So I mean that's not.
You gotta
no,
think
I
like
need.
that.
Hey man, I got kids to feed, man. Not really, but no. So wait. So why was it not going well? I mean,
So I think this tour, I think whoever put him on this or whatever did not realize that even though he has this giant fan base, he's out on tour with a band that there's like a specific type of fan that's going to go see him, and maybe people weren't paying attention during his sets enough. He like walked off stage.
Lil Wayne though, it's Lil Wayne though.
I thought it was a great pairing too, but apparently he's not happy with how people were reacting during the sets. Like people were like looking at their phones during his set, and he walked off.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that was a
whatever. But yeah, none of that from Preacher at River City tonight.
yeah, you know what? They do that anyway. People like to talk to me when I'm on stage. You know,
Why is
That is
that?
weird. Why
because
is that?
I'm when people watch TV. They're not watching for comedy. They're watching for television. They're watching
Yeah.
for like they want to see a magician or a singer, and a comedian pops up, and they're like, "Oh, I like him. I'll see him live." And they've
Yeah.
never seen a comedy show,
Right.
so I go on stage like, "Yeah, man, I was going to the bathroom. I do that all the time." I'm like, "I didn't. Okay, I didn't ask you. I went to Walgreens. Go to Rite Aid." All right, but they just start telling me their whole life story, so they don't have comedy etiquette.
Yeah,
so they're not
that's
used
a
to
problem.
it. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
yell at me all the time, man.
I drive a car too.
Yeah. They just. I'm like, okay, man. right, we get it.
Is there a difference in the type of crowd? Like, because the last time you and I believe, spoke a couple years ago, you did Helium, you did a club. I believe you sold out the weekend or something. You did really well the last time you were here.
Most of the shows were sold out.
People still talk about, too, like you did, like, you just showed up to the open mic they were doing, and a couple comics were like, I think that's Preacher Lawson. I mean, they said just how chill you were and everything. So you leave a place, you've got a great reputation, but you move up career-wise. You're selling out a casino now. Norm Macdonald did the same casino. He's a legend, obviously. To go from where you started, you've grinded through Orlando and L.A. now, all these other places. To get to the level you're at and to keep rising, what's the feeling and is there a difference in the crowds at each spot too?
I think there's a difference in the crowd, but I think there's a difference in me too. You know what I mean? I think I'm just more experienced as a comedian, and I've been on the road more, so I'm more comfortable on stage. I talk about, I'm just so I think everything is different, but I love just performance. So like me going to the open mic or whatever, I was like, I'll do that now. You know what I mean? Like I just love being on stage.
You want to hit the lunch mic? We'll go get it. We'll go get it.
So I just like being on stage, but as far as the crowd being like different, it is because you have people that have been fans since day one, so they seen me, they're like, "Ooh, I liked him. I'm gonna see more comedy shows," and they see more comedy shows. Then they come back and see me, so they're a little more like,
almost conditioned.
Yeah,
as a crowd.
Yeah. Then I have new fans, and so it's like, it's really cool, man.
Is it cool to be around an international screenwriter and like Travis?
Preacher don't like to talk about it a lot. As I said before we got started, I hung out in a few clubs in New York, Comedy Cellar being one.
Like you walked by it?
I feel blessed.
I was like,
to be in his presence.
I was like, that chicken parmesan's on special today. I'm going to go try to check that out. But I am curious, though, as far as, did I read it correctly? You lived in 20 different cities in 10 years?
Well, I not 20 different cities. I moved 20 different times.
Jeez.
So I mean, from all the way up to like 10. So I just moved a lot. So I was in different homes and different places.
How did that ultimately shape your comedy? Because I feel like that you kind of have a bit of an advantage being able to see so many different parts, obviously, of this country, but I would imagine you were immersed in different types of culture and settings.
Yeah, it was really different. I wouldn't do it to my kids. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if when I get kids, they're staying in the same spot because I mean, the places I lived, like for the most part of my life, I was most up to like 9. Most of my life, I was in Oregon, right, where they grow white people.
Right.
There's no black people there.
I can confirm that.
They used to
can confirm.
Yeah, they used to ask me questions.
You want to know why IPAs are so big now?
Why? Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Sorry, what were the questions?
But they would just ask me all the black questions, like why are you white on one side and black on the other, right? You know what I mean? And I would just be making stuff up. I don't know. You ain't done transforming. I don't know.
Preacher, I'll be honest. I asked you that in confidence, and I didn't think you were going to bring it up live on the show, man. It's kind of rude. Man.
I can't believe you asked me that.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
When I was 7. No, no, but so and then I moved from there to Memphis, Tennessee. Y'all know Memphis. Like that's there ain't no, you know what I mean? Ain't no white.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know that.
And so they'd be like, you talk white, and so it was like it was like it was never a place where I really fit in. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I was always like people always think I was like a class clown, but I was really I kept to myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if I started talking, people would make fun of me. So I'm like, if I'm quiet, they think I'm a crazy kid.
There you go.
And they won't mess with me. Right. So I wouldn't talk. You know what I mean? I'd just be real quiet. And then also, for some reason, they thought quiet kids were smart. And I was like, I knew I was dumb. So I was like, if I'm quiet, they won't know. They won't know. And then the teachers would be like, you failed. I'm like, why you gotta tell everybody?
You gotta be
Who you
loud
talking to
with
Jesus?
it.
Yeah, why you telling everybody?
Me a note.
That's saying subtitles come out your mouth. You're so loud. Miss Lisa? Anyway.
Behavior disability teacher wonders why this kid keeps hanging out outside of her classroom. He's like, it's for the street cred. Hey, come on.
Yeah.
So, oh my God.
I mean, but y'all grew up here?
I grew up different than him. I grew up in a rural area, an hour south of here. But sure. But I've lived in the city for a while. But yeah, growing up, you grew up here.
Man, here, literally, I grew up literally a couple blocks from here.
Isn't it dangerous, man? It's dangerous.
Okay.
Okay.
See, that was the thing.
So, I was like, man. Okay, cool.
So that's
you can make fun of my phone anytime, man. Hey, sometimes I joke. I'm a comedian. Now who there? I'm here. I'm here. You know who else is Jesus? And Jesus always forgets. So.
No, I know I would tell people like when people heard when I went to New York and people were like, "Oh, you're from St. Louis." I was like, yeah, that's dangerous.
Bro,
So
I
it's
used
so
to
when
hear
people
about
in New
St.
York
Louis
go,
growing-
that's dangerous. I'm like, well, shut up, New York.
Knock it off.
Leave me
Bruh,
alone.
Memphis is dangerous, and I used to hear about St. Louis. So
Now,
it's
I-
like,
Memphis is a little St. Louis.
Memphis, like
Yeah.
when I knew Memphis was about that life, when like the entire third season of the first 48 was just that city.
Yeah.
It's like, y'all not gonna go to another, y'all ain't gonna go to Kansas City and Nashville. Y'all just go, oh, we're gonna do 7 straight episodes in Memphis. Okay,
and
gotcha.
they be telling, man.
And they be telling
oh,
hard. Like,
They be
and I'm like,
snitching.
y'all, like,
I
I know
snitch too.
Memphis,
I
and
don't
Memphis
care,
ain't that big, so I'm like, you know, people gonna see you like at the grocery store this Friday. Like, you
is
sure
gonna
you
be
want
bad.
this to air? You
Yeah.
sure? Okay.
Dude, what about the most famous snitch right now? I mean, how long did you and Tekashi work together, man? It was.
Who? What do you
was
mean?
that-
I don't
was
remember
that-
Tekashi. Look, man, listen.
What is
I
up
don't-
with this guy, man?
He was
Daniel, I
if-
should say.
So did y'all hear his confession or whatever? Did y'all hear that?
I didn't hear the confession.
The 48 hours of dropping names.
Yeah, he
or
was
what
just
are you talking-
dropping names.
Yeah.
But what they did, okay, so I almost feel bad for him because everyone know he was trolling the whole time.
Right.
So they pretty much took a kid and was like, hey, man, you tired of being broke? All right, we're going to build you up as a rapper. And they did that. And then they started. And then as soon as he stopped making them money, they were like, all right, we're going to kill you. And then And so he was like, I'm just going to, yeah. Bruh, I mean, he going to die now. I mean, so there ain't no way you get out of this. How you going to get out of this?
Yeah.
You're done. You are
That's what I was saying earlier. I was like, when I saw that little scrap he had at the airport, I was like, he ain't never better to fight.
Ever.
It's like,
Oh, my
he doesn't know what he's
gosh,
doing.
ever.
Like, he's like a guy who's not been hit in the face.
Yeah,
throwing
yeah.
punches right now. I was like,
But,
Yeah.
but it looks like you fight, like you look like you clearly, because you got, I ain't gonna lie, like you prison muscle rip.
Why
Nah,
are you
no.
disgusting?
I
I mean, did the
he
shirt?
took his
Is
shirt
the
off.
shirt? Is it
He
seared
said
into your
prison
brain?
muscle
But I ain't
rip.
gonna lie, I didn't even know abs was real. I always thought they was like
Yeah.
CGI'd. Like when I see Chris Evans as Captain America in
Yeah.
Avengers, I be like, oh, that's dope how they can do that with technology. I didn't know they were real.
Yeah.
So now that I know,
No, I love training in MMA. I love training.
Shut
it.
up.
No, I do. I like training it. I don't want to do it because I want to
Right.
get beat up. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose any brain
Being able to
cells.
remember things.
Yeah, I want
Don't
brain
hit
cells.
me in
You know what
my
I mean?
face.
I already have like 3. I want to keep them.
What do you? What's your favorite part? What do you? So you actually do train?
Yeah, I do train.
Yeah,
I
that's
train.
dope.
The gym I train in LA is Uprise MMA. It's on Venice Beach, but not Venice Beach, Venice Boulevard. But
Right.
yeah, so it's pretty cool. I've been training. I started training with this dude named Kermit Gonzalez. He has he started with All American Karate in Orlando. He actually has a gym now, and he trains Jacare Salza. He has Mike Perry at his gym.
Yeah.
he
Mike
has
Perry. Mike Perry, the blackest white guy. Like they joke about how
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is, but Mike Perry's insane. He's a wild man. You work out with him?
No,
Good.
I seen him train, man.
Smart.
I mean, he's loud. You know what I mean? Like he's loud. So I mean, but I'm not gonna tell him that.
No.
You know, I'm not gonna tell him that. Hey, I seen him be loud. I'm like, man.
Is his girlfriend in the gym
shut up,
too?
man. Yeah, his girlfriend is, man.
She is a pain in the
Hey,
ass.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
I know
Actually, yeah, you literally have to
I
physically
am
be in the
not
same room.
saying
as him.
anything.
She is very entertaining on the
Hey,
in
man.
his corner when she's
I
screaming.
am not
Yeah.
saying, hey, do your
Dude.
thing, bruh. You don't get me beat up, bruh.
Yeah.
Hey.
You like the stand up or the ground part better?
I like stand up for sure.
Yeah,
I like
more
it all
fun.
though. I like it all. I mean,
Right.
I like the ground part. I didn't like the ground at all until I started training it. Then it get it
It's
humbles you.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then
You
you
get a
respect it more.
140-pound person make you feel real dumb.
I used to be more of a ground fighter before I started training because I was always on the ground. But
Yeah,
you know,
good
this
for
is
you.
the thing. Yeah, you know,
Does,
it wasn't good for me. It
Do
wasn't
the-
good.
Do the
I
other
was always on
comedians like try to straighten up, and when you walk into and like because a lot of comedians always are. Many like myself are insecure. So when you walk into like a green room or backstage, do they go, "Oh, hey, preacher, what's good, man?" Like, do they get all like fake buff? and-
No, because they know they're
Put their
funnier
girl
than me,
behind-
so they don't really. That doesn't bother them. They're like, "You probably beat me up, but you're not as funny as I am." And then I'm like, "I don't care." Yeah, you're right.
Where's your favorite place to work in LA?
My favorite place to work?
In LA, yeah. You work at
Oh,
clubs
I'm
in LA?
sorry,
No, yeah.
man. I don't know. I just like going up wherever, man.
Wherever.
I'll go up at the Comedy Store if they let me up.
Yeah.
dope.
If they let me up. The Improv showed me love. Laugh Factory. Flappers always shows me love.
That's great.
You know, Comedy and Magic Club. I love that spot.
Nice.
I
That's
mean,
Hermosa
they're great.
Beach, yeah.
They show me so much. I love performing. Like when you're saying at that open mic, I'll go wherever,
Right.
man. I love performance. So I mean, I just like being on stage. So I don't have a specific spot that I love performing at.
Have comedy will travel.
Who was that comic for you coming up that was like you kind of used as
Man,
a
well, Arnez J. He was my
Nice.
He's such a great guy
Coming-
too.
And
Coming
I think
up.
he's coming back to
He'll
St.
be
Louis
here
here
in like a
soon.
week or two.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was my
Arnaz.
my biggest inspiration.
That's dope.
As far as like a comedian.
Right.
I mean, that was when I was younger. You know what I mean? I used to watch Comic View and all that stuff. But my favorite. The reason I started doing stand-up was because Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is my favorite sitcom.
That's tight.
And then most sitcoms star a comedian except that one. Right. And so, I know. And SpongeBob. So SpongeBob was
There
the
it
greatest
is.
cartoon of all time.
There it is.
And,
Wow.
Yeah, man. I'm not even joking. I'm not. Some people might think I'm joking, and I'm dead serious. I love it.
I think you're allowed to say whatever you want with the career that you're taking off, man. It's been exciting to watch, dude.
It really is a lot of fun to watch, and great work on the
Thank you,
YouTube
man.
channel.
Are you
as
shaking my
well.
hand, right?
Well, I can now because I was afraid he was gonna whoop my ass if I didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not.
You the one from St. Louis?
Man,
Look him in the eye.
Man, that's why
Look him in the
Why do
eye.
you think we run to the trunk? I don't have to look like you. So if I look like you, I wouldn't run to my trunk. That's the problem. But I run to my truck because I don't look like you. We got White Castles on every corner. How can I look like?
Stay right there. Please. Just stay, man. All right, fine. I was going to kill you, man. But you trying to leave.
You gonna leave? You gonna depart? You gonna go away now?
Did you say depart?
You're gonna depart?
You can depart.
Bad. This is bad. You can't see Preacher tonight in St. Louis because he sold out his show at River
There he
City
is.
Casino. Follow him online. What are all the socials, buddy?
At Preacher Lawson on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, Tinder, blackfeedmeat.com.
Wait a minute.
Hey,
What?
hello.
Hey, listen now.
Wait a minute.
I'm lonely.
Hey,
Wait a
come
minute.
on. Come on.
She won't love me anymore.
Oh,
She don't
God.
love me. Man, my ex called me like the other day, man. She gonna call me,
What'd
ruin
she
my
say?
whole day, man.
What'd she say?
What, she
It
hit
doesn't
you
matter
with
what.
some-
She just called
She
me.
did the call. It's
She,
the
well,
call.
she called me back because I called her 3 times. But this is the thing.
Oh,
You know, look, hey, listen.
Put that part
but
in
why
there.
did it take 3 times?
Thank you.
That's
Thank
what
you.
I want to know.
Why are you doing this to him?
what was the song or what you were watching that made you want to call her 3 times?
I didn't. Well, actually, she just called me. I just, you know, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about
Is
it.
she pretty?
All my ex is fine, man. All
Okay.
my exes are well, that's not true. The one who called.
I've had enough of this.
My first girl, you know my first girlfriend, you ever like destroy a bathroom, but you don't know because you in there, and then you leave and you come back, you're like, oh, when did I do that? That's how I felt when I seen my first ex. I was like, oh, when did this, how did I not notice? How did I not notice this whole time?
What was I going through?
What did you start going through, man?
You have a limp? What is this?
What's wrong with your eyebrows? You only got one earlobe? I didn't even notice.
Have you always had that sleepy eye? Are you
I thought you was
sure?
flirting. You was winking at me the whole time. You don't even open.
That was your eyelashes. I didn't realize.
I
I'm so
genuinely
sorry.
think you could kick my ass. I'm so wow, jeez.
Oh, man.
Man, what a horrible time we've just had. That was
I
amazing.
just
Preacher,
hate it,
thank
man.
you
Why
so
you
much,
have me
man.
here,
We're
man?
going to do some cool stuff with Preacher today, hang out, and you all support him wherever he's at. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Chris Denman, Travis Terrell, Preacher Lawson, live from Midcoast Studio.
Oh, stop it.
Check
Okay,
those
my
ass.
bad.
Check those
I was
ass.
just scratching
Check
my-
those ass. Check
Stop
those ass.
it.
Let's end on that.
Okay,
Thank you.
come
Oh, not
on.
again.
I am out of
Mom,
here.
look away.
Look away, Mom.
Thanks, everybody.